What the World Sees in TNT, an editorial by Leisha S. Dore. The opposition continues to recycle the same tired narrative that Trinidad and Tobago is somehow in crisis. The problem is that the international community simply is not buying that story. Investors are not buying it. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, is not buying it. Moody's is not buying it. The World Bank is not buying it. The Development Bank of Latin America and the Caribbean, CAF, is not buying it. And the 181 countries that supported Trinidad and Tobago's election to the United Nations Security Council are certainly not buying it. For far too long, Trinidad and Tobago was moving in the wrong direction. Investor confidence weakened. Economic opportunities were lost. International credibility suffered. The country became increasingly associated with decline rather than progress. Today, the indicators are moving in the opposite direction. In just 1 year, the UNC government has achieved something its critics claimed was impossible. It has begun restoring confidence in Trinidad and Tobago at the highest levels of the international community. And confidence matters. Confidence attracts investment, creates jobs, and drives economic growth. Confidence separates countries that are moving forward from those that are standing still. The evidence is becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. In January, the government successfully issued a $1 billion international bond that was heavily oversubscribed, demonstrating that international investors are willing to place their confidence and their capital in Trinidad and Tobago. In February, the European Union (EU) removed Trinidad and Tobago from its list of non-cooperative jurisdictions, reversing years of reputational damage and strengthening the country's standing within the international financial system. In March, the Development Bank of Latin America and the Caribbean, CAF, announced plans to establish a regional office in Port of Spain. Shortly thereafter, the World Bank announced plans for a permanent office in Trinidad and Tobago. These institutions do not establish offices where they see instability, uncertainty, or decline. They establish offices where they see opportunity, potential, and long-term promise. Then came one of the most significant diplomatic achievements in our nation's modern history. For the first time in 40 years, Trinidad and Tobago secured a seat on the United Nations Security Council with overwhelming international support. That was not a gift. It was a vote of confidence in our country's leadership, diplomacy, and credibility on the world stage. The economic endorsements soon followed. Moody's upgraded Trinidad and Tobago's outlook from negative to stable. The IMF acknowledged important reforms and recognized progress in economic management. Taken together, these developments tell a powerful story. The world sees a country that is rebuilding, a government willing to make difficult but necessary decisions, and a nation once again demonstrating the stability, responsibility, and leadership that inspire confidence at home and abroad. Of course, significant challenges remain, but that should not blind us to the progress that is being made. 7 major international endorsements in a single year are not a coincidence. They are clear evidence that confidence is returning, credibility is being restored, and Trinidad and Tobago is once again earning respect on the international stage. The world has already begun to take notice. The only remaining question is whether some people at home are prepared to acknowledge it.